In FPS video games like Battlefield, Call of Duty, and now Battlebit, a secondary can make or break whether you get a 3-kill streak or a 10-kill streak. It can make that big of a difference, and it's often overlooked. And today we're going to be discussing the best secondary in Battlebit Remastered, the Desert Eagle, aka the Deagle. Now, the Deagle in most FPS games is known as a gun that has high damage, fires pretty slowly, and has decent kickback on the recoil. Now, in Battlebit Remastered, it's really no different. The Desert Eagle does 90 damage to the body. It is the only weapon in the game besides the M200 that can one-tap exo armor players, aka the strongest armor in the game, the support armor. This thing will one-tap players to the body all the time because if a player is not full HP, they're pretty much one-tappable by the Deagle. Yes, that's right. If a player is full HP, then 2-tap to the body, 1-tap to the head. This thing is really good. Now, you will hear some players complain and say, oh, the movement penalty, the movement penalty. I mean, as someone who plays the medic class all the time and loves movement in video games, I play Phantom Forces, for instance, Call of Duty, both movement-based games, I can tell you confidently, the movement penalty is not that noticeable on this thing. If the movement penalty difference on this thing causes you to get eliminated, you rely way too heavily on movement anyways, and it's just a placebo effect, number one. And number two, that you don't have any other skill outside of movement. It's just a fact. The movement penalty is very unnoticeable. I still glide at very high speeds with this thing, especially with the medic class. And is well worth it for a secondary that can chain together kills. Like, you're talking like a secondary that you can get 6 or 7 eliminations in one mag if you hit every headshot. It's really good. You're looking at the Deagle as a gun that does 90 damage, chunky, beefy damage, 85 accuracy, very accurate. Yes, the fire rate's slow, ADS time is really fast, and the draw speed is a little bit slow with it. You will find that sometimes where you go to switch to it and it's a little bit slow. So you gotta be mindful of that. But honestly, the Glock, unless you have the extended magazine, really you're only going to get 1 elimination per mag, maybe 2, because of the spray on the scene. The MP443, you're going with it, and you're firing it very slow, same with the USP, and you're honestly probably only going to get 1 elimination. It takes forever to kill. You're probably going to get destroyed by an MP7 or Chris Vector or another gun before you can even eliminate them with one of those things. Versus with the Deagle, turn, flick on head, bam, they're gone. On top of that, you're not sacrificing range with the Deagle. The Deagle has the same range of every pistol. You see it falls off around the 30 to 50 meter mark, and it's pretty viable all the way up to 75 meters, I noticed. Really, with like the MP443, the Glock, if you're spraying at more than 20 meters, you're not going to be that accurate with them. Same with the USP. And the Unica and the RSH-12 just don't hit as hard as the Deagle, and they have more recoil kick. Like, they're not as good as the Deagle by any means. Like, I usually just slap a red dot, the Delta sight on it, I mean. And I don't know, compensator or tactical barrel doesn't really matter that much. Honestly, the barrel is not a huge factor with this thing. If you want, you can even run a suppressor with it because, I mean, the recoil doesn't really matter with this thing. What matters is that you have some sort of sound suppression with it because, I mean, if you're spraying this thing at like more than 3 shots, you're doing something wrong with it anyways. Yeah. So just picture you're in a circumstance where your gun, you know, I don't know why I have the UMP, but when your gun runs out of ammo, you just whip this thing out, 1-tap, 1-tap, 1-tap. I mean, got 6 bullets in a mag. So and I'm going to show you a few in-game clips here of me using the Deagle in action, so to speak, and you are going to see what I'm talking about in terms of the range, the 1-tap ability, and the utility of this thing. And look, you can see I'm running around here. The penalty's not that bad. You're moving at a pretty decent speed. You're gliding. You literally just glide like this, woo, glide, and then 1-tap. Glide and then 1-tap. It's not that big of a penalty. It is definitely well worth the sacrifice for a gun that 1-taps like this. And honestly speaking, what I'll do is I'll sometimes like sit on a cheeky angle like this and I'll just peek out. I'll take pop shots like that with it. Like, it annoys the shit out of people. It's so funny to see someone like sniping, right? And they're scoping in at me from like 15 meters or something. And I just go, peekaboo. And they're gone. It's so funny to me. And throughout the rest of the video here, I'm going to show you some clips of me using it in action, and you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about with this thing. It's a beast.
Like,
but if they're on your enemy team.
There we go. Deagle. Deagle. I love the Deagle. Oh, I get to live. The Deagle go burr. The Deagle go burr. Yeah, so the Deagle is the best secondary in the game. Yeah, I know it's a different shirt because it's the next day. But yeah, the Deagle, definitely the best secondary in the game. The Glock is the next best. But the reason the Glock is not quite as good as the Deagle is it cannot directly challenge the best guns in the game. The Deagle can directly challenge the Vector. It can directly challenge the P90. It can directly challenge the MP5. Because while you're spraying your P90 or MP5 and hitting me 2 or 3 times, I'm one-tapping you to the face. The Glock can't do that. The Glock is the next best secondary in the game. Don't get me wrong. It is like A tier, but the Deagle is S tier, and if there was a tier higher than S, it would be there. The Deagle is by far the best secondary in Battlebit Remastered. Give it a shot, especially if you're a player who loves accurate weapons. If you're a player who in Valorant uses the Sheriff, who in CS uses the Deagle, who in Overwatch uses McCree. If you like those kind of freaking weapons, those kind of players, if you're one of those players, give this thing a shot. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe to the page. Let me know you enjoy the BattleBit content. Let me know so I can keep making BattleBit content. It'd be greatly appreciated. And I do stream every day on kick.com/cgm. And I also stream here on YouTube.